These are 3 Megalodon encounters you've never heard of, and the last one is so crazy most people are shocked when they first hear it. But before that, let's talk about 2 others. The first one was when the United States rediscovered the Megalodon. This started on August 11, 2023, the SS Johnson, when a U.S. Coast Guard ship from Virginia was stationed 2 miles off the coast of Maryland when they received an alert for a first response mission. They weren't given much information about the task, only that a ship was sinking fast and they needed immediate help. The U.S. Coast Guard rushed over as fast as possible. As they arrived, the ship was almost fully submerged, but they managed to get people on lifeboats, and everyone survived. However, what was very strange is that no one knew how the boat sank. The passengers said they felt a large bump as if the boat had hit something, but they were in far too deep water for it to be any rocks. As the American Coast Guard examined the boat, they saw a hole on the boat and scrapes on the side as if from a large animal. The next day, they came back to the shipwreck to try to figure out the mystery behind this incident. They were out there for 6 hours with nothing and no reasonable answer. They speculated it was a submarine that they hit. They were all ready to go back to shore, but then suddenly one of the men on deck saw a big fin come up close to the vessel. It looked similar to a shark fin, but massive. It looked to be at least 15 feet high compared to an average great white shark fin only being 5 feet. As the beast got closer to the vessel, they caught a glimpse of it. This creature was estimated to be 75 feet long. It started to bump against the boat and started trying to bite into it. They quickly turned their engines on to get distance from the creature. Eventually, they were at least 300 yards away, but could still see the fin of the shark moving in the distance. No one is quite sure what they saw, but the captain still swears to this day that it was the Megalodon. Whoa, that was intense. However, this next encounter is even more intense. This fisherman's family was reportedly killed by the last Megalodon. In late May of this year, John Smith and his family were out on a fishing trip off the east coast of the United States near to Virginia. That fateful day, he brought his 2 sons and his wife on the boat. They got out on the water in the early morning, ready to make some great catches and to have a great time on the water. At 9 a.m., Kenny, one of John's sons, had made an impressive catch. He had managed to reel in a 14-inch carp. For the next few hours, not much happened, besides the weather becoming a little more rough. Towards noon, it had gotten much more cloudy. Then at 12:23, Emma John's wife became nervous, claiming to have seen a massive shark fin in the far distance. John told her she was probably just seeing things because sharks did not inhabit these waters, or so he thought. John had brought his spearfishing equipment with him that day. As soon he had gotten his gear on, a large school of tuna were just swimming by. John eagerly got in the water and followed them for a bit to try and catch one. He followed them for at least a few hundred feet until they slowed down and he was able to catch and kill one of them. He swam back up to the surface and was horrified to see no boat in sight. As he looked around the surface of the water, his heart sank. In the distance, he saw a massive fin poking out of the water's surface. He swam down and could not believe what he saw. In the very far distance, he could see his boat underwater sinking, along with the 74-foot Megalodon circling it. He did not know what to do next when suddenly the shark spotted him and started swimming towards him. It was no use. 2 weeks later, the United States Coast Guard found his GoPro along with the destroyed fishing boat. However, the footage is far too gruesome to show on YouTube, but it is available on the internet. This last one is likely the craziest of all, when a man claimed the Megalodon never went extinct, and it never will. In May 2023, a marine biologist who graduated from Harvard made a discovery that has changed everything we previously thought about the Megalodon being extinct. Roger Curtis was always fascinated with the Megalodon growing up, but was sad that it had been gone for many years or so, at least he thought, until he started doing some research. He quickly realized there was no known reason the Megalodon was actually extinct. Only speculations on how it might have gone extinct, such as climate change or competition from animals such as the great white shark. People previously believed the Megalodon liked to hunt in warm, shallow waters, but this has recently been debunked by scientists. It is likely Megalodons prefer deeper and cooler water, where bigger whales whales, and fish would thrive. That's when he was convinced he had a chance of finding it. He set sail on May 23rd off the coast of Maryland in a marine biology research vessel equipped with a small submersible. It took him 3 days until he reached the region of the ocean he believed most likely to have a megalodon. No submersible had ever explored this region of the ocean before, so he had no idea what to expect. He got in his submersible and descended 500 feet. He was amazed with what he saw. It was a whole different world down there. There were huge fish and whales and sharks 15 feet in length. However, he still did not see any shark the size of the megalodon, so he decided to descend even further until he suddenly saw something below him, an outline of a huge creature that looked to be over 50 feet long. He was astonished with the size of this thing. He got closer and instantly recognized it to be the megalodon. He kept a safe enough distance as to not irritate it, and quickly took out his camera and took pictures and videos. Once he made it back to shore, he tried to get on news stations such as CNN and MSNBC. However, they refused even after seeing the video footage. The media tried to cover this up, but Roger Curtis says he will still release the footage in the near future. That is it for 3 megalodon encounters you had never heard of. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we hope to see you in the next one.